Hello students, in my first video I have explained you the concept of square and square root. Today we are going to start the first exercise from your NCERT book, which is exercise 6.1. Okay, so the first question in the exercise is, what will be the unique digit of the squares of the following number? So this thing I have already explained to you. The first question is 81. 81 you have to tell the unit place digit. So I told you the unit place digit here is 1 and the square of 1 is 1. So when you will find out the square of 81, the unit place digit will be 1. Similarly, if you take second part, which is 272, so here again unit place digit is 2 and its square, if you find out, is the square of 2 is how much? It is 4. Therefore, the unit place digit in the square of 272 will be 4. Moving to third part. Third part is 799. Again, unit place digit is 9 and square of 9 is 81. So therefore, when you will find the square of 799, the unit place digit will be 1. Going further, fourth part, the number is 3853. Again, if you see the unit place digit in the given number is 3, and if you calculate the square of 3 is 9. Therefore, if you calculate the square of 3853, the unit place digit will be 9. Okay, then we have fifth part, 1 2 3 4. Unit place digit is 4. Square of 4 is 16. Therefore, the unit place digit will be 6. Moving forward, sixth part is 26387. We have to focus again on the unit place digit, that is your 7, and square of 7 gives you 49. Therefore, when you calculate the square of 26,387, the unit place digit will be 9. Moving to the next part, which is your seventh part, 52,698. Again, if you see, the unit place digit is 8 and its square is 64. Therefore, the unit place digit in the square of 52,698 will be 4. Now, eighth part. The eighth question is 99,880. So unit place digit here is 0 and 0 into 0, that the square of 0 is 0. Therefore, the square of given number will have 0 at its unit place. And then we have ninth part, 12,796. Unit place digit is 6 and square of 6 is 36. Therefore, unit place digit will have 36 when you will calculate the square of the given number. Last part of this question is 55,555. Again, if I write the unit place digit is 5 and its square is 25. Therefore, the unit place digit in the square of 55,555 will be 5. So overall, we have to focus on the unit place digit, and then we take the square of that digit and we focus what is the last digit here will be the same in the square of the given number. So this was question number 1. You can pause the video to note it down. Moving forward to question number 2 of exercise 6.1. It says the following numbers are obviously not the perfect square numbers, right? You have to write the reason for it, why these numbers are not perfect square numbers. So if you remember in my introductory video, I told you the numbers containing 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 and even number of zeros at unit place are said to be the perfect square number, right? Are said to be the perfect square number. And the numbers containing 2, 3, 7, 8, right, are at their unit place are said to be non-perfect square number. So using the same, we are going to solve question number 2. The first part of question number 2 is 1057. So 7, the unit place digit is 7 and 7 is lying in the second list. Therefore, it is not a perfect square number. Not a perfect square number. For these questions, we can write the same reasons since the ending digit here or the unit place digit here is 7. Hence, 1057 is not a perfect square number. Okay. If I see the second part of the question is 23453. What is the unit place digit here? 3. Right? So again, it is not a perfect square number because I told you the numbers having 2, 3, 7 and 8 at their unit place are not perfect square number. Okay? So again, since 3 is there, so again we will say it is not a perfect square number. Okay? Now, if I go on third part, third number of this question is 7928. Now you see the unit place digit is 8. 8 is again listed in the non-perfect square numbers category. So again, since the unit place digit, how you will write the reasons? Since the unit place digit is 8, hence 7928 is not a perfect square number. That is how you are going to write the reasons for all the questions. Okay. Moving to the next part, which is your fourth part, it is okay. So now again we will only focus on the unit place digit, which is your 2. So again it is not listed there, so it is not a perfect square number. Right, because 2, 3, 7, 8, if the numbers are having 2, 3, 7 and 8 at the unit place, they are non-perfect square numbers, right? Now the fifth part of the same question is 64,000. So if you see how many zeros are there, odd number of zeros, right? And I told you if there are even number of zeros, the number is said to be a perfect square number. So again, since the number of zeros are odd, so we will say not a perfect square number. Okay. Now we have sixth part of this question, which is 89,722. Unit place digit is 2 and 2 is listed here. So you will write, since unit place digit is 2, hence not a perfect square number. So these are very small questions, normally comes in very MCQ based questions. Now I go on the next part, which is your this number. Okay, how many zeros again? Odd number of zeros. So if the number of zeros is odd, so odd number of zeros, again what you will conclude from it? Not a perfect square. Right? So next part, similarly, the ninth part is this number. And again you see how many zeros are there at the unit place? 1, which is again an odd number of zeros. So odd number of zeros, and hence this is also not a perfect square number. So with this question number 2, as you have to calculate, without calculating you have to tell whether these numbers are perfect square or not perfect square number. So we only need to focus on the unit place digit. Unit place digit, if these digits are 2, 3, 7 or 8, these are going to be non-perfect square number. Otherwise, if it is 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 or even number of zeros, then it is going to be your perfect square numbers. Moving forward, question number 3 of your textbook, the squares of which of the following would be odd numbers? So I told you one property of squares, if a number is an odd number, then its square will always be a odd. If the number is a odd number, so its square will always be a odd number, right? And another property we have done, if a number is a even number, if a number is a even number, So if a number is an even number, its square will also be the even number, right? So first part, if you see, is given 431. From the unit place, we can identify whether it is an odd number. 1. 1 is an odd number, so therefore the given number is an odd number. So therefore its square will also be odd. So you can write with the reason, you can write the property in your words. That is very important, to give the reason for whatever you are explaining. Okay. If you see, the second part of the question is 2826, that is 2826. So what is the unit place digit here? The unit place digit is 6, and 6 is an even number, right? Therefore square will also be an even number. So if the given number is even number, its square will also be even number. If the given number is an odd number, its square will also be an odd number. Third part, right? The unit place digit here is 9, which is an odd number. So the square of this number will be odd. Fourth part of this question is 82,004. Unit place digit is 4, which is an even number. Therefore, the square of the given number will also be the even number. Okay, so for this question you need to focus again on the unit place digit. If it is an odd number, square will also be odd. If it is an even number, the square of it will also be an even number. Now moving forward, question number 4 is a pattern based question, and question number 5 also is a pattern that I am skipping as of now. Moving further to question number 6. Okay, so using a pattern which is given as 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square is equals to 3 square. Then you have 2 square plus 3 square plus 6 square is equals to 7 square. 3 square plus 4 square plus 12 square is equals to 13 square. Then you have 4 square plus 5 square plus dash is equals to 21 square. Then you have 5 square plus dash plus 30 square is equals to 31 square. And the last row is given 6 square plus 7 square plus dash is equals to dash. And it says third number is related to the first and second number. How you have to explain? And then how the fourth number is related to the third number, right? In each row we have 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you see the first, if you see, the third number is related how? 1 into 2 is 2, 2 into 3 is 6, 3 fours is 12, 4 fives is 20. So it should be 20 square. Now this should be 5 square, in there it should be 6 square, because we know 5 6 is 30 and 6 7 is 42. So therefore 42 square. Now this place, the question second part is fourth number is related to the third number. How? So if you see how the fourth number is related, now you see this is plus 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, 6 plus 1 is 7, 12 plus 1 is 13, 20 plus 1 is 21, 30 plus 1 is 31. Similarly 40 plus 1 will give you 43 square. So this is how you have to complete it, and you have to write the reason for it, how the third number is related to first and second number, as third number is equals to first number into second number. Okay, and fourth number is related to third number as third number plus 1. So you have to write the reason also, that we will mention with this. Okay, you can pause the video if you want to note it down. Moving to next question, which is your question number 7 of the exercise, says without adding find the sum. That's an interesting question. Without adding you have to calculate the sum 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. So the question is, though you can add it and you know that this will give you the sum as 25, but the question, if it comes for the more odd consecutive numbers, so how you can calculate the sum without actual addition? So for this you have to see how many odd consecutive numbers are there. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are your first 5 odd consecutive numbers, and square of 5 is giving you 25. That is exactly the sum of the given numbers. Okay. If you see, second part of this is 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 plus 15 plus 17 plus 19. Now again we will see how many odd consecutive numbers are these. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And the square of 10 is 100. So the sum of the given series will be 100. This is easy. If I do the last part of this question, which is part 3, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 plus 15 plus 17 plus 19 plus 21 plus 23. Now start counting the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It means the square of 12, and which is equals to 144. So if the given pattern is the pattern of odd consecutive numbers, you just need to count how many numbers are there, take their square, which will be equal to the sum of the given pattern. Okay. Moving to question number 8. This is, if seventh question is clear, this is just the kind of reciprocal of that question. It says that you have to express 49 as the sum of 7 odd numbers. So if you see in question 7, what we have done, we have taken the square of the number to take out the sum. And in this question, the sum is given. You have to write it in the form of sum of 7 odd numbers. So what I can do, I know the square root of 49 is 7. So if I write first 7 consecutive odd numbers, 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13. So if you check, the sum of these numbers will give you 49. Okay, that's a reciprocal of the question number 7, in which the numbers were given and we have calculated the sum. Rather, in question number 8, the sum is given and you have to write it in the pattern of odd consecutive numbers. Similarly, you have second part, 121, right? We know the square root of 121 is 11. So we have to write 11 consecutive numbers. 11 plus 13 plus 15 plus 17 plus 19 and plus 21. Right? Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 consecutive numbers. If you calculate, its sum will be 121. I hope this is clear. Good. Now, if I come on the last question of this exercise, that's how many numbers lie between squares of 12 and 13. So sometimes I have seen students that they are calculating the square of this and then square of the second number to find out how many numbers are actually lying in this. Okay. So we will be learning a method for this, because if the numbers are bigger numbers, then it becomes very difficult to calculate it. So how do we write it? Since between n square and n plus 1 whole square, there are how many numbers? 2n non-square numbers. Now what does that mean? If I say that there are 2 consecutive numbers given, n and n plus 1, right? So the numbers lie between the squares of the following will be equal to 2n. So you see, n here is given how much? 12. n plus 1, that's the next consecutive number, which is your 13. Now I am saying the numbers between the square of those two numbers will be 2n. So place the value. 2 into 12 is equals to 24. So It means there will be 24 numbers between the square of 12 and 13. Okay, you can pause the video to note it down. If I move to the last second part of this, it's 25 and 26. So again these are consecutive number. If I take n as 25, my n plus 1 is 26, and I say the number will be 2n, which is 2 into 25, which gives me how many numbers? 50 numbers. So there is no need to take the squares and the difference. That's a very lengthy method. Okay, and with this I am moving to the last part of this exercise, which is 99 and 100. Again we have consecutive numbers. So if I say n is 99, of course n plus 1 is already given 100. The numbers lying between the squares of these two numbers will be 2n, and this is my 99. How much it becomes? This becomes 198 numbers. So this is all about this exercise. I will suggest everybody to watch part 1 of this chapter. That is very important. So please do watch part 1 to understand all the concepts before you watch part 2 and the further parts of the same chapter. Thank you so much everybody. Take care.